Good day, everyone. As we step into the heart of October, the weather across the United States is about to take center stage in a way that will impact millions of lives. Whether you're planning a weekend getaway, preparing for a big event, or simply hoping to enjoy the changing seasons, it's important to stay informed about what's unfolding in the skies above. This mid-October weekend, the U.S. faces a turbulent and dramatic weather story. A dynamic clash of air masses is setting the stage for a series of powerful weather events, and the atmosphere is primed for action from coast to coast. A powerful storm system is set to sweep across the country, bringing severe thunderstorms, damaging winds, large hail, and even tornadoes from the Central Plains to the East Coast. Communities in the path of this system should be prepared for rapidly changing conditions, as storms may develop quickly and bring hazardous weather with little warning. Warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico is surging northward, colliding with cooler, drier air descending from Canada. This classic setup is fueling the severe weather threat, creating a battleground where thunderstorms can intensify and spin up tornadoes. The contrast between these air masses is especially sharp this weekend, making the risk for severe weather even greater. The system starts today in the Central Plains, where the first storms will erupt. By Saturday, the action shifts into the lower Mississippi Valley, with the threat zone expanding and intensifying. As the weekend progresses, the storm system will push steadily eastward, reaching the Atlantic coast by early next week. Each region will experience its own unique impacts as the system evolves. Millions will feel its impact. Soaking rains will drench the north, bringing the risk of flash flooding in some areas. In the Rockies, the season's first significant mountain snow will blanket the higher elevations, signaling the true arrival of autumn. Meanwhile, dramatic temperature swings will be felt from the Midwest to the East Coast, as warm air is replaced by a brisk, refreshing chill. Ahead of the front, expect unseasonably warm air with temperatures soaring well above average for this time of year. Many will enjoy a final taste of summer, with shorts and t-shirts still in play. But behind the front, a crisp autumn chill will settle in, prompting many to reach for jackets and sweaters as fall foliage reaches its peak in many regions. Beyond our weather, a solar storm could bring the aurora borealis, the northern lights, dancing across the night sky in the northern U.S. tonight. If skies are clear, residents from the Dakotas to New England may be treated to a rare and beautiful display of shimmering green and purple lights, a reminder of the powerful forces at work far above our atmosphere. And in the Caribbean, a potential tropical cyclone is brewing. This system could bring unsettled weather, heavy rain, and gusty winds to several island nations, adding to the region's late-season tropical activity. Residents and travelers in the Caribbean should monitor updates closely, as conditions could change rapidly. From ground level to outer space, it's an exceptionally active weather weekend. Whether you're watching the skies for storms, snow, or the aurora, or keeping an eye on the tropics, this is a time to stay alert, stay prepared, and marvel at the ever-changing power of our planet's atmosphere. Today, Friday, October 17th, marks the beginning of a significant and potentially dangerous severe weather event across the heart of the United States. As the day unfolds, meteorologists are closely monitoring rapidly changing conditions, with the atmosphere primed for intense storms and dramatic shifts in weather patterns. Powerful thunderstorms are expected to erupt across the central U.S., with the greatest threat stretching from central Nebraska down through western Kansas. This region is under heightened alert as forecasters warn of the potential for severe weather outbreaks that could disrupt daily life and pose risks to safety. A strengthening low-level jet stream will inject energy into these storms, increasing the likelihood of damaging straight-line winds, large hailstones, and even the possibility of an isolated tornado or two. The combination of wind shear and atmospheric instability is creating a volatile setup, making these storms especially dangerous. Residents in the Texas Panhandle and parts of South Dakota should remain vigilant throughout the day and evening. Local authorities are urging everyone to keep a close eye on weather updates, as conditions can deteriorate rapidly with little warning. At the same time, a broad swath from the Dakotas and Montana eastward across the Great Lakes will experience steady, soaking rainfall. This persistent rain could lead to localized flooding, especially in low-lying areas and places where the ground is already saturated from previous storms. In stark contrast, freeze watches are in effect for Pennsylvania and much of the Northeast, where chilly air is settling in, and residents are bundling up against the cold. Meanwhile, warm, moist air is surging northward across the plains, fueling further instability and setting the stage for more severe weather. Temperatures in some areas will soar into the 70s, an unseasonably warm surge for mid-October. This warmth, combined with the influx of moisture, is a key ingredient for the development of today's severe storms, making the atmosphere even more prime for explosive weather. The sharp temperature gradient, where warm and cold air masses collide, is acting as the engine behind this unfolding weather event. This dramatic clash is fueling the storms and increasing the risk for hazardous conditions across a wide area. As this dynamic situation evolves, it's crucial to stay weather aware. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings, whether through your phone, television, or local alerts. Prepare emergency kits, review your safety plans, and be ready to act quickly if severe weather threatens your area. Saturday, October 18th, is shaping up to be one of the most dangerous days for severe weather this season, especially across the lower Mississippi Valley. Meteorologists are closely monitoring the situation, as all the ingredients are coming together for a potentially significant outbreak. The threat level is high, and communities in the region are being urged to pay close attention to the evolving forecasts. A surge of warm, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico will stream northward, setting the stage for explosive thunderstorm development. This unstable air mass will stretch across Arkansas, southern Missouri, northern Louisiana, northeastern Texas, and eastern Oklahoma. The combination of moisture, instability, and strong upper-level winds will create an environment highly favorable for severe storms to rapidly intensify. Supercell thunderstorms are expected to form during the afternoon and evening hours. These powerful storms could produce strong, long-track tornadoes capable of significant damage, as well as very large hailstones and destructive straight-line winds. Residents should be prepared for rapidly changing conditions and have multiple ways to receive warnings. As the evening progresses, individual storms may merge into a fast-moving, intense line of thunderstorms known as a squall line. This line could sweep across the region overnight, bringing the risk of widespread wind damage and embedded tornadoes that may be difficult to see after dark. Nighttime storms are especially dangerous, so it's crucial to stay alert even after sunset. Further north, from Kansas City to Oklahoma City, isolated but potentially severe storms are also possible. These storms may not be as widespread, but they could still bring damaging winds and large hail, especially during the late afternoon and evening hours. People in these areas should not let their guard down, as even isolated storms can cause significant impacts. In addition to the severe weather threat, heavy rain will drench much of the central United States. From the Great Lakes down to the mid-Mississippi Valley, several inches of rain could fall in a short period, leading to the risk of flash flooding in vulnerable areas. Urban and low-lying locations should be especially cautious as water can rise quickly. Meanwhile, meanwhile, on the other side of the country, a new storm system will bring periods of rain to the Pacific Northwest. Cities like Seattle and Portland can expect wet and unsettled weather, with rain falling in the mountains and along the coast. This marks the beginning of a more active pattern for the region, as autumn storms become more frequent. Saturday will truly be a day of coast-to-coast active weather, with multiple regions facing their own unique threats. From severe storms and tornadoes in the south to heavy rain in the Midwest and wet weather in the Northwest, nearly every part of the country will be impacted by some form of active weather. With so many hazards possible, it's more important than ever to stay alert and prepared for rapidly changing conditions. Make sure you have a way to receive emergency alerts, review your safety plans with your family, and be ready to act quickly if warnings are issued. Your preparation today could make all the difference when severe weather strikes. By Sunday, October 19th, the main cold front pushes severe weather into the eastern U.S. The threat lessens, but damaging winds and brief tornadoes remain possible from the Tennessee Valley through the Carolinas and southeast. Instability and wind shear will keep storms strong during the afternoon before weakening in the evening. Rain will follow the storms, with significant totals from Lake Michigan to the lower Mississippi Valley. Behind the front, much cooler, drier air sweeps in, ending the unseasonable warmth. Expect a brisk autumnal start to the new week across the east. This storm system brings more than severe weather. It delivers widespread rain and the season's first mountain snows. Heavy rain will stretch from eastern Montana through the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, causing possible flooding. In the Rockies and Cascades, accumulating snow signals winter's approach. Ahead of the front, temperatures soar into the 70s and even 90s in the south, fueling storms. The warmth is brief. A powerful cold front will send temperatures tumbling as it sweeps east. Expect a sharp transition to crisp, fall-like air by Sunday and Monday. Clear skies and brisk winds will replace the stormy, humid conditions. The change will be abrupt and unmistakable. Prepare for a true taste of autumn. Looking ahead, the U.S. weather pattern stays active, but the focus shifts. A ridge of high pressure will warm the central U.S. midweek, while the southeast and west coast turn cooler under persistent troughs. Expect a split warm interior, cool coasts. Precipitation will be above normal along the west coast, south and northeast, bringing needed rain to some dry areas. The central U.S. and Florida peninsula will likely be drier than average. High pressure will keep Florida sunny as October ends. The nation's weather will be sharply divided by temperature and rainfall. Stay tuned for evolving patterns. High above, a significant solar storm is heading toward Earth. Triggered by two coronal mass ejections, this event could spark a moderate geomagnetic storm. Minor impacts to power grids and satellites are possible, but the big story is the aurora borealis. Tonight, energized particles may light up the sky as far south as Iowa, Pennsylvania, and New England. Skywatchers in the northern U.S. have a rare chance to see brilliant green, pink, and purple lights. Find a dark spot with a clear northern view for the best show. The waning crescent moon means ideal viewing conditions. Don't miss this celestial spectacle if skies are clear. In the tropics, forecasters are watching the Caribbean for a potential tropical cyclone. Models agree a slow-moving low may organize between October 23rd and 26th. Prolonged heavy rain and gusty winds could impact Cuba, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, northern Venezuela, Colombia, and Central America. Most models keep the system away from the U.S., steering it into the Atlantic or dissipating over Central America. While a U.S. impact is unlikely, the situation bears close watching. Updates will follow as the system develops. To wrap up, let's test your weather knowledge and revisit a historic event, Weather IQ. A falling barometer usually signals which condition: A. Clearing skies, B. An approaching storm, C. Rising temperatures, or D. High pressure. If you chose B, you're correct. A falling barometer means a storm is approaching. On this day in 1962, U-2 spy planes photographed Soviet missile sites in Cuba, sparking the Cuban Missile Crisis. Weather played a crucial role. Clear skies were needed for reconnaissance, and hurricanes could have affected naval operations. This moment reminds us how weather and world events are deeply connected. Accurate forecasts matter for safety, security, and history. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe and weather aware this weekend.